All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. We're getting ready to start a new YouTube channel. The new YouTube channel has been started, the link's below. We're getting ready to do some new training, and this new YouTube channel will be how to get that internet money. The link's below, go ahead and check that out. New channel, new concepts. All right, I feel that we're gonna have a recession in the beginning of 2024. We may slide into a recession at the end of 2023. What does this mean? There are tons and tons of videos on YouTube talking about the things that you can do to prepare for the recession, things you can do to prepare for these things. And I'm gonna say a bunch of them are crap, because here's the thing. And let's go ahead and say your name is Paul and your wife's name is Barbara. Paul, you make $31,500. Your wife makes $32,000. So together as a couple, you're doing like $63,000, almost $64,000 a year. You have a mortgage, you have 2 car payments, you have credit card payments. So essentially, once you and your wife, Barbara, get paid, all your money's going to pay bills. What kind of money are you going to protect? What kind of money are you going to make different choices with? You have no money. And this is why I say that the majority of the YouTube videos and the TikTok videos talking about the things you can do to protect your money are extremely pointless, because you don't have any money to protect. There's a lady on YouTube, her name is Christy Van. Christy Van has fantastic finances. And this is a story of doing something. There are a number of YouTube channels talking about the concept of velocity banking. And Christy came on the channel and she just took the velocity banking world by storm. And I know for a fact there have been a number of YouTube creators who've been talking about velocity banking, and literally you could put all of them together and Christy Van's channel will have more viewers, more views and stuff. And part of this is, let's go ahead and say this. Does velocity banking work? Yes, it does. But here's the thing. You must have excess cash flow, because if you're like Paul and Barbara, where all of their money is going to all the debts and they have no disposable income, they have no cash flow, velocity banking is not going to work for them. But if you're a person with good credit, with cash flow, and the ability to get a personal line of credit, velocity banking will work quite well for you. But and to her credit, this is one of the things that Christy uses to push her concept that you can pay off your credit card bills much faster, which is true, without getting a second job or doing anything extra. And this is where we kind of part ways. I think Christy Van is a very nice lady. She puts her heart into it. She's really honest. I don't think she's doing anything that's going to hurt or harm anyone. I think she's doing a really good job. But where we part ways, and this is the thing. If you want to change your life, you're going to have to do something. And everyone is looking for this hack, this shortcut, this simple thing that doesn't require them to do anything. And this is the path that so many people are looking for. How can I make more money without doing anything? What was it? NFTs, these digital arts, this craze that came and they were selling these things for a fantastic amount of money, then it collapsed. Let me go ahead and bring something to you that you may have heard of or never heard of. When I was a kid, they used to sell this thing called the pet rock. I am not kidding. It was a rock. It was TV commercials and they would sell you this pet rock. Now, what was different between this pet rock and a rock you could go outside your house and pick up off the ground? Absolutely nothing different about the rocks. However, the pet rock had something that the rocks around your house don't have. They had a marketing plan, they had a marketing budget, they had a concept, they had an ideal. And the pet rock made millions of dollars selling and creating and shipping a rock to people because of the concept. See, it wasn't the rock, it was the concept of the pet rock. And this company made millions and millions of dollars. So where am I going with this? If you want to change your life, if you want to do something different, you must do something. 2009, I was in a really strange place. My business partner, Francine, rest in peace, developed colon cancer. I actually got sick with chronic fatigue syndrome. So we had to shut down the storage auction business. While I was sitting around just thinking of the things that I needed to do, the things that I wanted to do, the things that I could do to actually set myself up, I played around and I did a lot of stuff. I had 3 blogs, I was doing some stuff, I started writing a book. I did a lot of stuff that did not work out, didn't work out. However, I was in the process of being creative and doing stuff and creating stuff. And even though I was doing these things that they didn't work out, there was no positive ending, there was no happy ending. I was doing these things, they didn't work out. It led me to the path of creating my first blog. Then I wrote my first book, and I created my first YouTube channel. All 3 of those things were first for me to do. And this created a completely different lifestyle. Now in the beginning, and I'll tell you the story. I wrote my first book and I sold it on YouTube and I had my blog and I made $62,000 the first year. I was thrilled. I was thrilled that I could actually create something in my mind, put it out to the internet, and make money. I was thrilled. I was over the top crazy about that. And then I remember one of the things that I was doing, I was continuing to help people in the storage auction business. I was selling stuff, and around 2012, and that was my landmark year, I was selling some stuff for someone and I sold it up and I finished it up. And we were having a conversation and it's, what else you think you could sell? And I had this moment where I was like, I'm not gonna be doing this anymore, because I had got to that point of building and creating and doing where I didn't want to deal with physical stuff, because physical stuff could be really good or it could be really bad. Because when you buy a storage auction, you don't really know everything you get. They open up the door and you can see some things, and that's what you know you're bidding on. But the things you can't see, you don't know what you're gonna get. You can get a lot of good stuff, you can get a lot of crap. It's a crapshoot. And I had been doing that for a long time, and I was selling stuff. And one of the things that happened was, because you never know what you're gonna get when you buy a storage unit, it forced me to learn how to sell in a multitude of ways. It forced me to learn how to do eBay. It forced me to learn how to do Amazon. It forced me to learn how to do Craigslist. It forced me to learn how to have my own garage sale. So even though the storage unit business was difficult, and I'll share some with you in a minute, I learned how to handle all of those difficulties and make money. And this is what you got to do. You've got to go ahead, and I'm going to walk you through the whole process, because one of the things that happened, and when the television shows came on and things started to get really intense, I had internet marketers who were telling me, I had emails. I didn't save them because they're on, man, I don't even have those computers anymore. I had people telling me like, hey, if you give me 75% commission, I'll introduce your book to my audience. I was like, what? And I had people telling me, and it was like, I had this long email from someone who's in internet marketing, and hey, look, you got something really good going on. You shouldn't tell people how hard it is. You should let them discover that on their own. And I was just like, to me, that seemed a little conflicted to actually sell something that I knew was dangerous. I remember one time I was cleaning out this unit, and it was packed, it was fully packed. And I grabbed the box, and the next thing I know, there's a canoe on the top of the box. As a canoe comes, it hits me upside the head. I'm dazed for a minute. Actually, I don't think I passed out, but I had a knot on my head. And going through those experiences, I just could not tell people that buying storage auctions is going to be a simple and easy thing to do when I knew that there was a certain level of danger, there was a certain level of the unpredictable in it. And I had so many people were telling me, don't tell them it's hard, don't tell them it's hard, you're gonna destroy yourselves. And one of the things that I discovered through this whole process was you must do something. You can, like, one of the things that I picked up is the number of people who are watching side hustle videos. I don't watch them because, to me, starting a side hustle, and I'll share something else with you in a minute, without a valid concept is just gonna be a waste of time. And what I believe is these people who watch these side hustle videos, you can do this thing, you can sell these things on Etsy, they just watch video after video and they never take action. They never take action. There's a video here on YouTube talking about how to start a cargo van business for 300 bucks. And in this video, the video got a lot of views, but in this video, there were people talking about how the steps in the video were not applicable to real life. Didn't matter. The video got views because people, I believe, are in love with the concept of something that can create fast money, but they don't really do anything with that information. And this is why this video, I think this video has it's over 1 million views now. And it's still getting views, even though the concepts of the video do not work. They're not valid. And I may go ahead and look it up again. But one of the things that you have to understand, and this is critical, and this is where we have this departure from the fantasy, the ideal of creating something. A lot of people will watch the whole video. They will watch it from start to finish, and they will never actually try to do it. And this is the whole point of this video. You must actually do something. I started a business in the recession, so I can speak for myself. Now, this is going to require you to do something. This is going to require you to keep your job. The number of videos on YouTube about people quitting their job without a robust savings account, without a game plan, is very symbolic of how easy it is to exist in America. Because you go ahead and just go put in the YouTube search bar, I quit my job, and you will see tons and tons of videos where people have quit their jobs. And there's a category of people who quit their jobs, which makes sense, because let's say you're doing a job and you make $5,000 a month. Then you set up a YouTube channel and your YouTube channel starts making $10,000 a month. Now, me personally, if I had a job and I had a YouTube channel, I would keep the job and the YouTube channel because that's more money. But what many people will do is they will go ahead and quit that job and then go strictly to YouTube, which could be dangerous, could be a little dangerous, because YouTube money isn't consistent. It's not. But typically, that's better than to quit your job and to have nothing. And this is what a lot of people do. And with this, I call it these feelings left over from the pandemic, we have a lot of people who are going to do it. And in 2024, that's going to be very bad. It's going to be really bad because right now, there's a ton of low-wage jobs, tons of low-wage jobs that people just don't want to do. The jobs are dead-end jobs, they're boring, and people don't want to do them. I understand that. But typically, during a recession, that's what's going to be available. And if you watch the DoorDash videos, you watch the Instacart videos, you watch the Uber, there are so many channels devoted to rideshare and Instacart and DoorDash and stuff. And these people all have one thing in common. They're complaining. They're all are complaining, from DoorDash to Instacart to Spark they all are complaining because the money isn't good enough. And one of the things that you will have to do, and I'm going to walk you through this process. You have a job, right? Keep your job. I'm not going to tell you to quit your job and start your business, because from a personal finance standpoint, I already know what's going to happen. When you start you're trying to go ahead and live on this business and the business isn't really up and running, that can be really hard for the business to support itself and to support you. So I'm not going to tell you to quit your job. I'm going to tell you to keep your job and start your business in your free time, which means you will be busier than ordinary folks. You will be much busier. You'll be, the people will be chilling, going out. You'll be working. And once again, with that, if you have an aunt who's getting married or there's a death in the family, go to those events, because those events do not happen every weekend. They don't happen every day. So go to those events. But otherwise, you will be working on your business, because once you go ahead and get into working on your business and really working on your business, it can change your life. Now, I'm going to say the business I started in the last recession literally changed my life. And it was a 3-year process. And this is something else. You got to start your business. You got to work it. It will not be an overnight success. I'm just like, it's not going to be boom. This month you're doing something, next month you're making $30,000. Will that happen to some people? Yes. Will it happen to most people? No. But if you go ahead, get your business started and start working on the things, it's going to pay off in the end. It's going to pay off big time in the end. And one of the things we're getting ready to do with the new training, I don't really know a lot about starting. Actually, I do. That's not 100% true. I know how to start businesses offline, but the whole focus is going to be on starting businesses online. That's the new training. That's going to be the new channel. Because right now there's a lot of channels talking about medical couriers, becoming the medical courier. And this is the thing I see on all these channels. You can make $2,500 a week. And I did some research. You know what the average medical courier makes? $800 to $1,200 a week. And I'm just sitting there, okay. So we're going to talk about ways to make money. There's going to be something called the YouTube school, and I'm going to do this very differently. So one of the things that if you want to make money online, we're going to be talking about it. And I should caution you, and let me go ahead and say this. It's a lot of work. Making money online is a lot of work. You'll have people who will tell you that it's hot and it's easy, because there's a guy named Tony who's in the Turo space, and there's a girl named The Upgrade in the Turo space. And they both have recently put out videos talking about how the car business is not as good as it was. Tony, he's had 3 wrecked cars. In the video, The Upgrade said, this car business is killing me. And this is one of the reasons that I say that if you're going to teach how to do a business, you should be in that business for 2 or 3 years so you can go all through all the ups and downs. And Tony, the Upgrade, she isn't teaching how to do it, but Tony talks about it a lot and he shows his numbers and stuff. And now he's hit that point that I hit, and we got to change this up, because he has a 15-car fleet, 3 cars wrecked, and one more, that's 30% of his fleet wrecked. And one of the things is with business, and this is why I'm being honest with you, is you've got to set yourself up for the long term. And this is some of the things you got to do. So you actually got to do something. You got to do something. And this is one of the things that we're going to be talking about. One of the things that we're going to be setting up with the new training. So the link is below. Check out the new channel, and we're going to start this in November, which is literally around the corner.